Hi, welcome to Your Black World News. I'm your host, Roosevelt Mitchell III. Today I'm joined by Miss Angela Beasley as
What
we're...
up?
How you doing today, Angie?
I'm good. How are you?
Fantastic. Thank you so much for joining me. I want to speak to you today about the 57-year-old Robert Louis Deere, the guy who is accused of killing three in the Planned Parenthood uh, in Colorado Springs and murdering the police officer as well. So, what are your thoughts about this in the sense of we just had the situation in Chicago with Laquan Bolden, the 17-year-old who was shot 16 times in 15 seconds, who just had a knife in his hand and didn't do anything to anybody, but yet this guy who killed people, including a police officer, gets uh, arrested with not a scratch on him.
Yeah, he's in custody.
Right, with not a scratch
It's
on him.
funny that you mentioned that because those were my thoughts exactly when you told me that we were going to speak about this. I'm watching the videos and I see what's going on, and not even just the situation in Chicago, but the situations that have transpired within the last year or two with all these young black men or black people, people of color in general, who have done absolutely nothing, who've been gunned down, who've been chased down, run down, and killed, and they haven't done a damn thing. And then you have this psychopath who has killed police officers, uh, killed innocent people. It's known, and then he's allowed to prance outside with his, I don't know if he had his hands up or he didn't have his hands up, and he's safe.
Right, and I
I mean,
read
what does it take for people to realize what's going on?
exactly because I read somewhere that the police asked him to take off his glasses before they took his picture,
Wow, I'm done.
alluding to the fact that they wanted him to kind of look crazy. You know what I mean? Without it, because that picture or that mugshot of him kind of looked like he doesn't have it all, right? So it's fine when someone white doesn't have it all and they say, "Oh well, he's crazy." Or even in Dylan Roof's case, you know, uh, he went into church and killed church members, but yet they bought him Burger King and put on a bulletproof vest on him to protect him, so I guess he wouldn't get shot by somebody, right?
Well,
But
this same situation happened, and I'm not sure, but I believe it may have been, it was either Baltimore or Boston, up there, where the guy went into the school and shot up all these little babies, these children, and was also protected and brought out like that.
right, so
The list goes on and on.
it goes on and on. So I want to ask you straight up, how does it make you feel when people chant Black Lives Matter, then people from the other race come in and say, well, all lives matter? When you have a clear separation in the way people are treated in these kind of situations.
To be honest with you, when it comes to the Black Lives Matter and the All Lives Matter thing, Black lives definitely matter. I also do believe that all lives do matter, and I think that the situation is a lot bigger than those particular quotes or sayings or things that people are protesting about. I mean, you also have the fact that there's a guy. I don't know if it was one of the officials of that city saying, well, or some guy was on there who used to be with the FBI, who said, he's a probable terrorist, or they're thinking of calling him a national or local terrorist. And I'm thinking, why? First of all, why is there any? Why are we thinking about? Why are we contemplating labeling these? Why are we contemplating labeling these people terrorists? Why are we so quick to label people of color terrorists? And then anyone who's white, no matter what kind of insanity they put upon people, or no matter what they do, or no matter how many people they kill, we never label them terrorists. So that's on, one level. Then another thing is we have this lady, and I think I have her name here, one of the representatives from Planned Parenthood, Vicky somebody. Owens, not sure. I'm bad with names. I'm just good with points. Um, Getting across a point. She said they asked her whether or not she thought that Planned Parenthood was a target and whether it was safe for people to keep going there. And in her effort to keep her money flow going, she said that she had no reason to believe that Planned Parenthood was targeted. It's like, excuse me, everybody, but bit, please. You know, Planned Parenthood was targeted. And she says they go on to do their breast exams and their well women care. Well, me, I'm personally pro-abortion, so I'm not against Planned Parenthood, but don't sit here and tell me that you didn't believe that Planned Parenthood was targeted. It was targeted. It's an abortion clinic, and people targeted abortion clinics. And recently, Planned Parenthood has been in the news because they were said, I don't know how much validity there is to it, that they were selling baby parts. They probably were. I know they did give the government did give the go ahead for stem cell therapy. Stem cells do come from abortion fetuses, and you know, a lot of people who have certain diseases, rheumatoid arthritis and things like that, stem cell therapy does help. Of course, it's the rich people who get that. So once again, it's a whole situation where I don't know. There's so many elements to this that it's just insane. And the fact that this guy did walk out of there without being shot down, and black people are being shot down for no reason, that's a whole nother issue. But there's so many things, so many pieces to this puzzle that for me, even though I'm as passionate about the Black Lives Matter situation and the racism involved, the blatant racism and how he's treated versus a black person, there are so many elements and so many pieces of this puzzle that I don't even know which one to tackle.
Well, let's kind of unpack the part as you was alluding to with the Planned Parenthood and the lady, like you said, well, you stated that she was trying to protect her money, right? So
I'm like, would you? She said, you know, oh, the Planned Parenthoods are safe and our security. Obviously, it's not. Does it need more security? Obviously, it does. Would she go there tomorrow to get an abortion? I doubt it.
Right. So
but she's going to send other people there so they can get shot up.
Right. So do you think that this will affect, people going to get abortions or going to abortion clinics around the country?
Yeah, it's going to affect poor people because poor people go to abortion clinics. Rich people don't go to clinics. They have their private doctors come to their house and they have them do it. And that's why there's not a big, a lot done about it. It's not a big deal because, rich people are sitting at home watching this go, oh, look at the poor people going through their shit. And, we're going through our shit. But, I think it will affect. I think people will be scared. Will people stop getting abortions in Planned Parenthoods? No, they won't because they don't have any other options. And then, people believe that what happened to people on TV, even though they know it's reality, they don't believe it can happen to them until it happens to them. Do they need more security? Hell yes. They need more security because we've got these lunatics in the name of religion going and shooting and killing people, and as long as they're white, they're allowed to do it.
Yeah, I mean,
hey,
I received a phone call from a pastor one time over an article that I had wrote, and I can't remember the name of the article, but he called me. He said, "Hey, man, I want you to stand outside and protest in front of this abortion clinic in St. Louis with me and my wife." He said, because the only people, we stand outside across the street and the only people we see are black people or black women going in there, and they never, and the clinics never give them another choice about adoption or whatever. The first thing they tell them to do is come and get an abortion. So
well, I can tell you as a person a friend of mine who owns 3 clinics, which I don't condone, that is absolutely not true. Of course, if there is an abortion clinic and a black neighborhood, all you're going to see is black people in it. If there's an abortion clinic in a Hispanic neighborhood, all you're going to see is Hispanic people in it. People go to what's close to them. Um, as I said earlier, you don't see abortion clinics in rich neighborhoods. They're not going to have that there. They have their private doctors come to their homes. Do they give them other options? Yes, I've sat there and I listened to them. They give them all kinds of other options. They try to teach them about birth control and all kinds of stuff. What the church needs to do is to take in these children that people have that are living under the bridges and help them and feed them and clothe them and pay for their college, which all the people who are pro life should do. And then they should come out into these neighborhoods and they should teach these young men and young women in the black community about abortion. I mean, I'm sorry, scratch that. They should teach them about birth control. They could teach them about self control. And they should teach them about being there for each other. Because putting a band aid on stuff after it's already happened is not the solution.
Ex-
Um, you We both know what it's like to be a child and grow up in a situation that wasn't ideal. We need to start with these children and we need to do something for these children instead of battering these adults. That's how I feel about that situation.
And you hit a strong point because it's funny how politicians will say, "Well, I don't want a lady to have an abortion," but yet when the baby get here, it's all of a sudden, um, that baby needs to get a job. That baby want to be on the system. That baby don't need, you know what I mean? They don't want to take care of the baby after it's here, but they don't want the mom or the woman to, have the choice of what to do with the baby. But after the baby is here, if you want to say in whether or not she gonna kill the baby or not, then you have to be there to help take care of the baby as well. You
Right.
know,
I don't think anyone should kill the baby. I don't think anyone should kill anybody, my God. But we also have to take responsibility for each other and we also have to help. I mean, and we also have to teach. We have to go into, especially as black people, we have to go into our neighborhoods and we have to talk to the youth. We have to stop talking about how ratchet they are and how stupid they are and how all the dumb things that they're doing and putting them down and pushing them away. And we have to embrace them and say to them, and bring them in and open our arms to them. And we have to teach them how to do what's right so that later on we don't have to be standing outside an abortion clinic. And then these psychopaths in the name of religion don't get to go out there and shoot everybody up. I mean, but of course, this is a far-fetched theory, but it has to start somewhere.
right? Definitely, definitely. Well, I thank you so much for your time, and I'd like to give you the last word, and just let people know how they can reach out to you or what you have going on with Excitement Radio and things like that.
Okay, well, we're on excitementradio.com, and you can just Google Excitement Radio. We pop up all over the place. We have talk shows and we have music, and a lot of our talk shows are geared towards education and entertainment and bringing the black community together, because I think that inherently is the answer to a lot of our problems, is us being educating each other and loving each other and being there for each other. And no, I'm not running for Miss Universe. No.
Sound like it? No, I'm just playing.
I'm getting 40 here.
I hope you all enjoyed this segment of your Black World News. And until next time, my friends, be blessed and be encouraged.